It's not morning, but today's morning devotion was about Jesus when he starts calling his disciples. I read in Mark chapter 1, verses 16 through 20, but it's in a lot of different parts of different gospels. But basically taking away this idea that Jesus calls his disciples not really so that he doesn't have to do ministry alone, but more because he understands the importance of witness. And Jesus isn't calling people based on their skill set, their network, their experiences, their backgrounds, or what they're bringing to the table. There was no real qualification to be a disciple outside of just wanting to follow Jesus, outside of just being willing to leave their life and to journey with Christ. And it's really the same thing today. God isn't looking for any type of person. He's just looking for people who want to follow him, who want to journey with him, who want to be with him and have relationship with him. Jesus' disciples, they didn't need any special skills or experiences because if we're being honest, they could never of themselves be equipped for the journey, right? They could never in themselves have what they need to do, what was going to become their life, what was going to become their ministry. Our equipping is not anything that we have in ourselves. Our equipping comes from the Holy Spirit. It comes from the power of God, from the authority of God given to us. So Jesus wasn't trying to assemble the perfect crew here. That will never happen on a physical human level. What he was doing was creating and cultivating his inner circle. All these people who would witness his life. They would be the witnesses of what he taught, what he did, and who he was. He was creating an opportunity for people to see him and know him. He was letting people in and see for themselves. And the why is so that they would believe, so that they would be able to tell about it, so that they themselves would learn and grow and become equipped to do what was going to be coming next. His disciples, his crew, it wasn't for him. It wasn't for Jesus. It wasn't out of need or necessity. It was from this understanding of what is good and wise and what would be needed for the sake of all of us. He knew that there are going to need to be some people who can give a firsthand account of my life, who can tell others about what they've seen, about what they've learned, about what they know and how they've grown. In our own ministries, we don't go it alone because we need. We don't go it alone. We don't not go it alone because we need others. So like us doing ministry with people, it's not just about the fact that we need other people or because God called us to live in unity. It's also about the witness that operating in community has, right? The testimonies that people can share and how that can encourage one another, the different perspectives and the ability to stand in agreement on something. It's not just because we need. It's not just because it is. So like we are called to work in unison. We are all members of the same body, right? So we do have skill sets that complement others, but that's not the only reason for our working in community. That's not the only reason for us living and journeying with others. It's important for others to learn and grow with us along the way, for people to be a firsthand witness of what God is doing in the earth through us, through human vessels. It's important that the things that God teaches us and shows us and uses us to accomplish go beyond us and not just at the outcome and results, but also along the way, along the journey. So these disciples, they grew and were developed along the way, along their journey with Christ. And they established the kind of relationship and that led to this greater faith and understanding and belief. So we should invite people to journey with us, not just witness the end product, but invite them to grow and witness with us along the way. So let's work to create and cultivate our inner circle, our people who will be able to testify of how God is working